I saw it that night, just a single photo on her phone, and in that instant, everything I thought I knew about my life, about us, about love, shattered like glass underfoot, leaving only sharp edges and a cold, empty silence that wrapped around me tighter than any hug could ever have done. Her smile in that picture wasn't for me, it was for him, the stranger who had no right to exist in my world but did anyway, laughing in a way that made my chest tighten and my hands tremble, as if my body had known before my mind that the betrayal had already happened, even if I hadn't seen it yet. I didn't confront her immediately. I didn't scream, I didn't slam doors or throw accusations, because I realized that whatever came next, whatever words were said, would not undo the damage. I would need patience, observation, control, because she had shown her true colors without even knowing I was watching. Her smile in that picture wasn't for me, it was for him, the stranger who had no right to exist in my world but did anyway, laughing in a way that made my chest tighten and my hands tremble, as if my body had known before my mind that the betrayal had already happened, even if I hadn't seen it yet. Her messages, once innocent or mundane, now carried a weight that made my heart jump in my chest before I even read them. A single emoji could make me flinch. A late reply could make my mind race through every possible betrayal scenario until I was exhausted before the day even began. When she walked into the room and smiled at me, I felt a strange mix of anger and pity. I wanted to tear her down, to scream every bitter thought I had, but I didn't. I just let my eyes watch her, studying the way she moved, the way she avoided looking me in the eyes, the slight hesitation in her gestures, and I realized that the moment she had lost me inside, she had lost the power she thought she still held. I started collecting evidence silently, not for revenge, not yet, but to understand her true nature. Every phone call she made in my presence, every whispered conversation, every glance that she tried to hide, I noticed it. I memorized patterns, habits, small cracks in her facade that even she didn't realize existed, because the betrayal had made me hyper-aware, every nerve ending screaming for truth in a forest of lies. And then I began testing her, small, subtle experiments. I would leave my own phone out, open, with nothing on the screen, just to see how quickly she would glance at it. I would mention casual events, names, places, and wait for her reaction to see if her eyes betrayed recognition or guilt. It wasn't cruelty, it was survival, it was understanding, it was reclaiming the ground I had lost to deception. The first time she lied directly to me after that, it wasn't about the photo. It was small, almost imperceptible, but I caught it. A skipped heartbeat, a quick twitch of the lips, a delayed answer to a question I hadn't even realized was a trap. I let her speak. I let her try to convince herself as much as me, because it was in those moments that her true nature bled through. She became reckless, or maybe careless, because I remained calm, quiet, patient. Every sarcastic comment she threw my way, every thinly veiled insult, every passive-aggressive smile, I absorbed like water in dry soil, knowing that the cracks in her armor would widen on their own. And they did. It started with a careless photo she sent, meant for him, I knew, and yet I intercepted it. Not with confrontation, not yet, but to understand, to feel the weight of her duplicity, to let her think she was winning, while I silently prepared the moment that everything would come into the open, and I would be the one in control. Then came the night I decided to speak, not out of anger, not in accusation, but with calm inevitability. I called her into the living room, where the light cast long shadows across the walls, and I placed the phone between us like a silent judge. She saw the photo. Her face changed, color draining in a way that made the room feel colder, emptier, and I realized that the moment she thought she had control, she had already lost it completely. I didn't yell, I didn't plead, I just looked at her, studied her, letting the silence stretch, letting her own mind fill it with guilt, fear, regret. And as the seconds dragged on, I could see the cracks widen, the walls crumble, the truth she had tried so desperately to hide, finally staring back at her with the blunt honesty of a mirror. Her excuses came, fumbling, desperate, tangled in emotion, but I didn't respond. I let her unravel herself. Each word, each lie, each frantic attempt to justify herself only dug the pit deeper, until she could not climb out, until she realized that there was no redemption in her deception, and that I had already walked away in spirit long before I spoke a single sentence.
From that moment on, every interaction became a test of power. She tried manipulation, tried tears, tried charm, but I was unmoved. My focus shifted to rebuilding myself, to rising above the ruins she had created in my mind. Every day, I worked silently, deliberately, earning respect, earning money, earning a life that she could no longer touch, no longer influence. And with every success, I felt the scales tip, the balance of power shift, and the taste of freedom grow sweeter. And then the day came when she realized that her games, her lies, her betrayals had not only failed, but had strengthened me. She reached out, trying to manipulate, trying to reclaim what she thought she had broken, and I saw it instantly. The fear, the regret, the understanding that she had underestimated me, that she had not accounted for the resilience forged in the crucible of betrayal. I smiled politely, coldly, and let her words hang in the air, every sentence dripping with desperation, every plea a reminder of her own failures. She could see my success, my growth, my life flourishing without her interference. And in that moment, the true punishment revealed itself. Her realization that she had lost control forever, that the man she thought she could manipulate had risen above her treachery. She tried to argue, tried to deflect, tried to twist reality back in her favor, but I did not respond. I didn't need to. The world had already answered for me. My achievements, my independence, my unwavering calm in the face of her betrayal all spoke louder than words, louder than accusations, louder than her attempts at domination. And as she left, finally understanding that her manipulations could no longer affect me, I watched her go with a sense of quiet triumph, not in cruelty, but in clarity. She had revealed her nature, she had tested her limits, and she had failed, leaving me stronger, untouchable, and free from the chains she had tried to impose. Every phone call, every glance, every message that had once held the potential to wound me now held nothing. They were empty, hollow, shadows of the power she once thought she had. And in that emptiness, I found peace, understanding that betrayal, when met with patience, observation, and resilience, can become the catalyst for one's greatest rise. I rebuilt my life slowly but surely, investing time, energy, and emotion into my work, into my passions, into myself. And with every accomplishment, every step forward, I felt the weight of her betrayal transform into motivation, a fire that pushed me higher, that reminded me that no one can diminish you unless you allow them to. And though she saw me prosper, though she realized that her lies and manipulations had not broken me, but instead had made me stronger, I let her see it all quietly, from a distance, letting her guilt and regret gnaw at her, while I walked forward, steady, confident, unstoppable. The photo that once shattered my trust became a memory, a lesson, a turning point. Every glance at it, every recollection of the hurt reminded me of the strength I had discovered, the resilience I had forged, and the independence that could never again be taken from me. And in that quiet power, In that victory, born not of revenge but of survival, I found myself smiling softly, knowing that she had lost everything she had tried to control, while I had gained the world. She will remember the day she betrayed me. She will remember the moment she underestimated me, and she will know, deep down, that the man she tried to destroy had already begun his rise the moment she showed her true self. And I will rise further, not for her, not for revenge, but for me, because life does not reward betrayal, but it does reward resilience, patience, and the courage to walk away when the world has turned against you.